I know I've been absent. I apologize. A brief, very brief overview of why I haven't podcasted in quite some time. Quite some time being about a week. I had a hockey tournament last weekend. It was 3 days, and I was just so exhausted after that shit. And my kid got back from Italy, so I wanted to spend time with him, as much time as I could. And there's been a lot of fishing going on as well. So, dude, the days fly by, man. The days fly by, and that's worrisome because that means I have 1 foot in the casket, and I got a lot of shit I want to do before I get to those pearly white gates where they deny my access and send me straight down to hell. So, got to start thinking about that. I was just saying on the camera, if you're not watching YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, there's a new setup here. Not really a new setup, just I migrated 10 feet from my desk, which is over there by the window, to my couch. It's always been like this. You can see this giant ass bear. He's always been here too, but now he's a co-host. So nice job on your promotion, sir. But yeah, that's why I haven't been podcasting in quite some time. So I apologize, and we're gonna see what this new setup does. I probably look like a puppet right now. And there's a puppet master with his hand crammed up my ass, and I probably look awkward as shit, so I apologize. And the camera is now straight onto my face instead of the side. So if you're listening, now you know. Damn, man. There's a lot of shit going on. But I guess at the forefront of my mind is, out here in Illinois, there's 2 seasons. You have winter, and then you have construction. Well, I'm sorry about that. I had to tend to a matter. What was I saying? We were at 2 seasons, winter and construction. If I hit a construction worker, I'm liable to pay like $100,000 or something erroneous, and for the trailer, you get like 15 years in prison. That's probably if you kill the guy or lady, but still, $100K out the pocket and 15 years of your life behind bars if you hit a construction worker. Now, on the flip side of that, if these construction workers, pop a tire of yours, because I don't know if you've ever seen, when you're driving down the road and they're doing construction, there's like 1 guy actually working, and then there's about 15 other people just standing around talking. There's actually 1 person in that group who has like a box full of nails and is just scattering them, just throwing them. And guess who runs that over? Me. Every single time. And are they going to pay for that tire? No. Why would they? Why would you pay for that tire? I'm liable for that too. So now I have to look out and swerve around your spike strip. And if I accidentally hit one, that's on me. So now I don't have a car, and now I have to pay labor and money for the tire. So it's not a fair system, to my belief. Hey man, put your hat back on. Come on, try to look professional. Sorry, if you're listening, my co-host, the bear, his hat just fell off, and I'm trying to fix it. I think he has a broken neck. I live in a county called Cook County, which is the county of Chicago. And out here, it's known as Crook County because these some bitches do whatever they can to nickel and dime you. They want as much money as they can possibly get out of you. And I don't know if this is a thing in other states, and I thought this was going away. Apparently, it hasn't. A red light camera. So you have to come to, and when I say a complete stop, a full stop, like where your car actually shakes. Like, okay, I'm stopped. Now I can make my right turn on the red light. If you come a fraction of like an inch before coming to a complete stop, even though, dude, you're basically not going any miles per hour, okay? It's less than 1. It's like maybe just a little bit more than 0, but you can see that nobody is coming about 15 times. You can look left, right, left, right, left, right, but you're not at a complete stop and you continue that right turn, you're getting a ticket in the mail. $100. Give me that Benjamin. It's such bullshit, dude. I got one of those and I didn't come to a complete stop. No cars coming. No cars at all. Didn't come to a complete stop. Boom. $100. And you can fight it in court if you'd like, but you're not going to win that shit. I don't know. It's so frustrating, man. They do whatever they can to get you to pay. As if inflation doesn't suck enough right now. But let's not harp on that too much. Thank you for being here, everyone. If you're watching the video again, you can see got that new little setup here, which is not a new setup at all. It's just I migrated that 10 feet over here. And sometimes when you move positions, like your mind starts thinking a little different. I don't know. I think so. That's why I like traveling. It opens your mind, I guess. So we'll see where these conversations go. But I'm happy to announce that we have some guests coming onto the show. So this might be the last solo episode for quite some time. I might like sprinkle a few in here and there, but we're going to get back to interviewing people because I really enjoy hearing different perspectives. Like I always tell my guests, I'm like, dude, it's like reading a book. When you're on here, when someone from a different step of life comes onto this podcast and we just get to shoot the shit, it's like reading a damn book, dude. There's so much knowledge to be gained. So Sunday, I got a ghost hunter coming on. And I love ghost hunting. I think a couple of times I'm gonna throw on that GoPro, maybe go into a haunted house, go into a cemetery or something, as we get closer to Halloween and see if we can pick up anything. Dude, I just like it. I don't know. I like that taboo shit, that weird stuff. So he's gonna be the first guest back on. I think it's season 9, maybe season 8. I don't know. So many seasons. But excited for that. And damn, man, how about that submarine, Oceangate? Let's have a little talkie about that, huh? So I posted something on Instagram, and I think I broke the fucking internet. I posted what happens during an implosion, like the minimum amount of pressure per square inch it takes to make a metal canister implode. I think it's 14. It's not very much when you're considering like how deep the Titan was, the Oceangate submarine. That shit got like 8 million views in like a week. So that story is huge. And there's a lot of people saying, have respect for the families, have respect for the families. But most people were like, they understand what I was doing. Like, it's the science behind it. Like, I want people to see what happens, like how fucking scary that is during an implosion. And there's a bunch of like conspiracies going, but I mean, of course there is. It's called Oceangate, dude. That's like the name of conspiracies, like Pizzagate, like just throw in gate at the end of it and it's a conspiracy. So it's already starting off weird. But let's get into some facts about this, okay? So you can imagine, I looked this up and I heard people talking about it, some scientists. The pressure that was under this submarine that's made out of graphite was the equivalent of being put under the Eiffel Tower. Like full steel beams, the Eiffel Tower just landing right on top of you. That's like the magnitude we're talking about here. It's so great. It's so great. And like it happens so fast. It happens so fast. So when it happens that fast, the vessel will get hotter than the surface of the sun when it implodes because it happens so fast. And like something that I found really crazy is that for how long it takes for the brain to realize pain, the submarine imploded faster than that. And we're talking like milliseconds or nanoseconds. So you can imagine, okay, that when this submarine imploded, it happened so fast. It happened faster than it takes for the brain to realize there's pain. There's different thoughts on this. So people are going to say that, well, at least it was quick and they didn't feel it. It was painless. True. But I think one of the scariest things, man, is that you don't even know you're dead. Wouldn't you want to know that you're dying instead of just here 1 second, gone the next? I think that's more scary to me. Like if we got sucked up by a black hole, just like right now, and all of a sudden, like it just goes blank or what? Like you don't even know you're dead, and I can't wrap my head around that. Like you don't know. But then it's like, when you die, do you know? It's such a crazy topic to think about. Because when you're alive, okay, let's say like the perfect scenario. You're on your deathbed, you have family around you, and you know it's your final moments. You get to say your goodbyes. Like there's a piece to that. We romanticize that. That's nice. I like thinking about that. You know, hell, even getting shot and you're kind of just like fading away, and you know you're gonna you know you're moving on to the next stage. Like you know it. But when you implode that fast, that you die faster than it takes for the brain to realize, you just hear 1 second, gone the next. That is crazy to me, man. That is insanity to me. So, I know a couple podcasts ago I said getting eaten by a shark was probably like the top fear of mine. We can move that to the second fear. Implosion in a submarine is probably the top spot. So that's crazy. And to get into a little bit more depth about this Oceangate, I understand that the CEO was making these claims that he was working with Boeing, that he was partnering with NASA. And when you say stuff like that, like partnering with NASA, I mean, all that really could mean is that you rented out a room in like the NASA facility or something like that. They aren't like working on the vessel itself. They don't have to be. So there's like a lot of misconception, and all this shit's coming to the surface now. That Oceangate was just they were being fraudulent. They were fraudulent activities, I guess, to articulate a little bit better. It's also known that after each exploration with this submarine, like it gets a little bit like the vessel gets a little bit weaker and a little bit weaker just because of how much stress is being put onto that. So this is like I believe the third time they went down to the Titanic, maybe the second, I think the third. But the reason why airplanes are so safe is because we have the FAA and we have mechanics that after a certain amount of flights or miles that the airplane takes, they check that airplane like in and out, looking for little scratches, little holes, little incisions, anything that's broken, like nuts, bolts, you name it. It's so strict, it's so specific, and that's why it's so safe to fly airplanes. Well, with this vessel, the submarine, they didn't do any of that shit. They're a private company. They're a private entity. They don't have to. They don't have standards like that. And when you put something under pressure like that, like, dude, after each trip, it gets weaker and weaker, ultimately leading into what we saw, you know, the implosion of a fucking submarine. And, you know, that thing was probably doomed from like as soon as they locked that door, that thing was doomed. They could have done anything. I mean, it was going to happen if you got that low and that much pressure. Fuck, I mean, it's so brutal, dude. Just to think about it. It's so far down, man. 12,500 feet. That's so far down. And James Cameron, who's a director, He went even further than that. Like not him personally, but I think they had a vessel that went further down than 12,500. Like I think double that. And with these vessels, like they know that as soon as that it made the trip down to 30,000 feet, the James Cameron vessel, like they were retiring that vessel because there's no way it was going to survive another deep dive. So they're like, we'll do it once and then we'll retire this thing. But the CEO of Oceangate is so money hungry, and I mean, news is coming out now that he's just been taking money, like making empty promises, but that you have to have a deposit like 6 months in advance. And then to make sure you still want to ride it, you got to pay us another deposit like 2 months in advance. And then he kept like moving the goalposts and trying to, there's just like a whole lot of shady shit going on. So I'm keeping my eyes open on that. I mean, it's so interesting, but I'm sure like, dude, he owed a lot of money to a lot of probably bad people, I'd imagine. Like when you get involved with that shit, and it wouldn't surprise me, man, if you fake your death like that to try and escape. So, I mean, think about it. It's the perfect getaway, dude. Like everyone on that vessel is vaporized, gone, poof. There's nothing. There's nothing left. Maybe like a gear pops up or like the steering wheel. And by steering wheel, I mean Xbox controller. Jesus. Like something. Fragments. But if everyone's, liquidated, how do you say otherwise? So I don't know. I'm gonna keep my ear to that. It's so interesting, dude. And I know there's a lot of talk about like, oh, this is just a diversion to keep your eyes on something while something else in the background's happening. So it could be true. That could be true. Keeping my eyes peeled and ears to the news, right? But who knows what's real nowadays? I don't know. It's a fun story. I'm interested. Nothing like getting cotton mouth while you're talking, right? But shit, boys and girls, yeah, we got some interviews coming up. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, I'm excited to get going. We're gonna start season 8. I apologize for being late. Kind of digging the new layout here, just sitting on the couch chilling. Maybe we'll keep it like this. Let me know what you think. But I think I'll see you guys on Sunday, right after the interview I have with the ghost hunter. Should be fun. Have a nice weekend coming up. If you live in the Chicagoland, the air quality is apparently the worst in the world. And I was outside, so it's probably like equivalent to smoking a carton of cigarettes. So I guess I'm a smoker now. And I'll leave you off on that one. So thanks for tuning in. Peace out, guys. Love you. Bye.